Hello, Laylee.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
All good. Thanks
Happy
for asking.
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Do you work on the weekend?
Oh no.
That's good. So you're off on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
Yay.
Well, I'm a mom, so it's kind of a yes, but there is no free time.
I bet.
So yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, last night when I finished one of the classes that I have with another group, I was exhausted. I was tired because I was working, I had been working the whole day and then um my son is like he wanted to play with me and stuff and I was
Mhm.
like, oh man, I'm exhausted. I was like, give me 10 minutes and then he was like, no, I want to play with you.
10 minutes and a coat or coffee or stronger, but something.
Yeah. Yeah, I was laughing because I was like, I'm gonna give me 10 minutes, I'm gonna rest on this play with you. And then he was like, no, I want to play with you. Yeah. How
Yeah,
many kids do you have?
just one.
The one, and how old is he?
Almost 3
Three.
in September.
Oh, he's
It will
little.
be her birthday. Is a girl.
He's little like mine. Mine is he's gonna turn 4 now in October.
Yeah, it's little.
Yeah.
And is he in the kindergarten?
No, he was at the beginning of the year, but then he didn't continue, so he will continue next year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Start looking for kinders, the small ones. I'm not, I don't feel comfortable sending her into a big school just yet. So I'm looking for a small place to begin with, like a preparation to go to school.
yeah. It's nice. It helps them because mine he was 3 he's 3 and at the beginning of this year is when we sent him. He was happy. All of the kids there were 3 year old and it was nice. I think it helped him a lot because um he started playing more. He started to be more social and
Mhm.
yeah, so I liked it. But then his mom moved to another city, so that's why he couldn't continue um studying.
Mhm.
But yeah, so he will continue this year.
Okay. Yeah, but it is help, and it is help for the parents as well because they need to be with different people and detach a little.
Absolutely. Okay. And it's nice because you work from home, so you take care of your daughter. I mean, you're looking after her.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It is also difficult, but yeah, it's nice to see her there in the garden,
Yeah,
swimming and
yeah.
singing frozen songs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also it's nice because you can look after them, but it's also difficult as well. Yeah, because sometimes they don't let you do too many stuff, and sometimes you want to focus on things, or you're in meetings, and then
Hmm.
they're yelling, screaming, or coming to you because they want to do something, or they want you to do something.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of difficult, but I think at this point in the world, maybe it is like a normal thing. So that is a good thing because it is not like just you or just one person in that situation. In my team, we hear all the kids or pets because dogs are really loud as well. So it is normal, and we kind of know each other because of the noises in our houses, and it's just fine. It doesn't stop us for doing the job. So it is just one other thing we have as a team.
At the beginning of the whole thing, pandemic and quarantine, all of us were um like screen one, screen two, screen two. Okay, all of us were like, well, me when was in meetings and my son was coming over to me, I was like, "Oh, get away from me right now, because I'm in work and I'm this." And now, if he comes to me, I'm like, I just grabbed it and I even sit him down here in front of the camera, or sometimes he's watching TV and the TV would play and I would let it because everybody's home, everybody's
Yeah,
got kids.
it is
Yeah,
normal now.
it is. Yeah. Of course, I'm not gonna be glad for the stuff that happened around the world, but I think it helped at least this line of business that we're working.
Yes.
It helped because we're working online. A lot of more jobs are job opportunities are for us as
Hmm.
well because of this. Yeah,
Yes, totally.
that's right. Okay, I'm gonna get started with the topic for today's topic. So, if I show you, this is the topic that it's for today for the unit number one still, and this is the second week. So it's how to close a negotiation. I have some topics here that I want you to go over, or that we're gonna go over, which is tips for closing the deal, ways of close the deal of a negotiation as well, how to close a negotiation, how to do follow up and close a negotiation. What is a closing a deal in a negotiation? So all of these things that are related to how to close a negotiation are the ones that we'll go over um, right now.
Okay.
Um, with this topic here, how to close a negotiation, what does come to your mind when we start talking about closing deals in negotiation? What's the first thing that comes to you?
An agreement, or at least like,
Agreements,
or at least like a decision. Maybe there is
right?
not an agreement yet, but if it is decided to stop here, gather more
Uh-huh.
information, call another parties, um, or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
a decision needs to be made in that negotiation or in that meeting, because if not, it's like just wasting the time. Everybody talk
Right.
and gave their position, and there is no conclusion. So what happened next, right? So
Correct.
for me, it's like, yeah, and to make a decision, whatever it is.
Correct. So, when we close a negotiation, of course, if it is related to business, which is what matters to us right now, it's all these meetings, sessions, projects that you have to deliver or talk to your above people.
Mhm.
Um, but we also have other types of negotiation, like for example, in your relationship as well, that there are negotiations. There are times when you have to negotiate with your partner, with your
Mhm.
significant other, right? Now, but this is about business. So, um, if we think about like what's your position there? in Aplaudo lately?
Service delivery leader.
Service delivery leader.
Mhm.
And service delivery is what exactly?
Well, basically, the role is really similar to a project manager,
Mm-hmm.
but project managers are for projects. Like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we need you to build an app, a web app, or a mobile app for us. So that is one specific contract, and it is like more defined um, project itself.
Mm-hmm.
It has a deadline and etc. And a budget, and the project manager needs to handle those resources, etc. But in service delivery, it's when it's more for exactly services. I am not overseeing project, but people that it's an figure that it's called a staff augmentation.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our devs helping the teams and the clients. So they didn't ask me or us as company to build something specific. We are just given the hands to do it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a service what we are providing. And that is the main difference because I don't have any um, like decisions to make in budgets, in
Mm-hmm.
times, because the project is theirs. So, and another kind of service can be an advisory or training. So we are providing something, but it's not on a specific um,
So any support?
timeline, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Hey, that's good.
It's
That's interesting. What kind of do you do? Like any kind of negotiation with them? Like,
yeah,
yeah, what kind or what sort?
yeah. For example, if they have been hired or they are paying for 10 positions, let's say, and then they need to reduce to 8. So we need to plan when to roll off the other 2 positions, who will be those person that will be leaving the program, or can we have a bench at least to cover in case of necessity, like a medical leave or a vacation or whatever. And also the schedule. Sometimes it's needed to give an extra support because of
Right.
some deployments or releases. We also negotiate those schedules because and we have this situation at the beginning of the year. They ask for a 24/7 support, and that was not part of the agreement, the original
Mm-hmm.
agreement.
Okay, so
So
that was
unfortunately,
a negotiation you had to do.
yeah, exactly. And how to charge those extra hours because of in here in El Salvador, if you are working extra at night on weekends,
Mm-hmm.
the extra percentage are different. So yeah, we negotiate how how much do you as a client cover from that amount, how much will do as employee, and the hours, how many hours for a specific group. So at the end, we split it in several groups to not to burn people, right? So
Right.
yeah, there is a lot of negotiation actually, deadlines, prioritizations. Yeah,
Okay, good. Um, so that's good. Um, the fact that you have this type of negotiations is good because it relates to the topic and some of the tips that we have here. Of course, because you're a lead, you're familiar with them and you with most of them and and that's nice because we're gonna go over them We're gonna read them all and see which ones you're doing already or which ones you don't. To see which ones we can apply and or if you can apply them or if you cannot apply them because there's no need or you did not know and maybe you will um start doing it next time.
Mhm.
Of course, some of them apply to the kind of negotiation you might be doing, and some others don't. So, um, this is what I'm gonna do. I'll share this link with you so you can give it a quick reading.
Mhm.
Maybe not really in detail, go over them like real quick, and then I'll give you like 5 or 10 so you can read it and then let me know which ones they are, what are they for, or if you relate to them or not.
Okay.
Okay, so Plauto here. Okay, I just sent the link. There's no rush. You can take your time to read it. Let me know once you're done.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Carlos, good morning.
Hey Lily, hey, Jairo, good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
How are you doing?
Pretty good, and you?
Nice. Happy Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, finally.
Yeah. Are you off on the weekend too?
Yes, thank God.
How awesome. What are your plans? What are you
Sleep.
up to? With your cat. I see you have a cat, eh?
Yeah, I do have a cat. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Lately, do you have a pet?
No, no, I don't have any.
You don't like them?
I do, but it's still much work. And with my daughter, it's more than enough. And she's too little yet to take care of a pet, so it wouldn't. I don't think it will work.
Yeah. Okay, lately, why don't you explain to Carlos what we're doing so he can jump in?
They will cover in that how to end a negotiation, how to get closure to that conversation. So we were going to review some tips that we can use to close a negotiation and and several topics that they are there is like a big list. I honestly don't remember all, but at this moment at this moment we are going to read like 7 tips in an article from Harvard to that can be used. Um, it is not like you need to use it all, but there is a bunch of possibilities you can pick if needed. And and yeah, at the moment we're going to give a quick reading about this in this Harvard article. The link is on the WhatsApp group. So the idea is to go over all the tips, but maybe there won't be enough time to read in details, but just at least the list and the main idea of each of these tips.
Right.
Good, thank you very much, Lily.
And the link is in the group now.
Good, thank you.
Alright. Okay, so I think this time is enough because we have some other articles to go to. So we have different uh, items here, which is negotiate the process, set benchmarks and deadlines, try to shut down, move, take a break, bring a trusted third party, change the lineup, and set up a contingent contract. Get what's your stand on this? What's your opinion? Which ones do you rely on? Which ones do you do already practice, or which ones you don't? Or if you consider them important or not. Lady?
I think number 3, tried a shredded move, and number 7 are not much in my area, because try a shutdown move, as
Mm-hmm.
it is explained, it's kind of ensure you will have enough time to give your arguments without any other interference that may affect. So in my line of business, it's not like there is a competitor there. It may be another vendor in the program, but it is definitely not a competition. It is not like have the right statement and the right arguments and you don't. It is more like we really need to work as a one team with the client, other vendors, and us. So that kind of shut it down other parties is not part of, it cannot be part of my techniques. And then the number 7, I honestly didn't get quite well that about contingent contract. It sounds, for the example,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like conditions or yeah, I'm not sure about.
Let Carlos explain to you number 7. What do you think about 7?
Hey guys, sorry, I had issues with my internet connection. You said no.
I said, okay, so now I want to hear what you guys think about this article, and then you left. And I was like, okay, so he has nothing to say.
I'm sorry, but I'm back. I'm back. Okay,
What's your opinion on 7?
so basically, on number 7, what I'm understanding is that in case that you have like you have the main contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
In case that the main contract does not go quite well, you may have like an additional contract with different terms and conditions that can apply to the customer, and probably that can help you settle a negotiation. I would consider perhaps
Right.
there are sometimes the ideal negotiation would be your first contract, but if you are not able to go for the first and main contract, at least you will get some businesses by having the contingent, the additional contract.
Right.
That's what I consider.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
That's like a second, like plan B. Eh?
Yeah. And the rest, I think that, yeah, I already used it in a different form, of course, but yeah.
Yes. I have another anything else you want to add to this one?
Not on my side.
No. If we compare now the way you negotiate, as I was saying to Laylee, maybe it's not that like you're like the businessman in Aplaudo, like the negotiator and you negotiate the projects. Maybe not that type of person that you are right now, because maybe that's not your role. But if you are if you have meetings with them, if you present projects, if you present numbers, if you present anything that you present to them, or anything that you talk to them, anything that has to do in the negotiation business, which in a way you are, if you compare, or let's talk about communication skills, okay? So if you compare the person you were at the beginning when you started working at Aplaudo and the person that you are now, number one, like what's changed, how you see yourself now and how you see yourself back when you initiated, and like what's the difference and how you learned that, how you move from being a noob to now being an expert.
Go ahead, Lily.
I
Ladies
guess for
first.
me, yeah, I guess for me the difference is in the way that I present the information on meetings, because I was used to more complex processes, or
Oh, good.
yeah, to present like an entire documentation, because I came from a very different company that is
Mm.
used to ask for that kind of solid written documentation. So
Mhm.
I learned that, and then because of that, that company is kind of slowed and decision making, and things just don't happen like fast. You need months to be approval for a project, etc. So
Right.
in here it's very different, because uh, it is, you don't have that much time, right? You have a client that is paying for each day of work. So I learned how to present information in a very concrete way, with the key points, and be more visual on that, because they won't review an very long email, or any type of documentation like online, those shared documents. So um, that's for me like a big change in my communication skills, to go
Mhm.
direct to the point and to the ask. This is the situation, and this is what we need to do, and this is the proposal. So real quick. And how did I learn that? Basically, because of the advice of my teammates, and also the knowledge of how to handle with different persons in the program. Because for some of them, they would like to have a previous conversation or more context about it, and others are more involved in the day-to-day work, so they will need that context. So it is different depending on to whom you're talking to. And
And have
yeah,
you noticed as well? Well, of course you have, but um, I think also know, as you say, that know the person you're talking with, because not everybody's the same, and sometimes me,
mhm,
for example, on Monday I have a meeting with some of my bosses, and they're all different. With some of them, I'm gonna be like explaining in detail every single thing, and I know for a fact that when I present my numbers, they'll be asking questions like where is this coming from, or why is this? And but I also have some other bosses that they're like, they just sit there and they will just get whatever I want to say to them. Like if I say this is my numbers and presentations, and they will go like, okay, good. They're gonna be like neutral. And then some others that they're not gonna be asking anything, and they're just gonna digest whatever I have to give to them, and they will say, "Good job."
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
etc.
so
That kind of things. You need to know who are you speaking to.
so they're all different kinds. Yeah. Okay. Well, I do have some more questions here to go. This one is negotiation basics. So negotiation basics, I think this is what everybody or everyone should have at least. So number one, what is the greatest asset to have when you're going into negotiation? So what is the greatest asset you have when you're going into a negotiation? Carlos, can you read it and tell us what you understand about one?
Sure. There's no bigger asset that you can bring into a negotiation than value. If you understand the paradigm of value, the 100/20 rule, and make sure you provide maximum value to your negotiating partner, that will be your greatest asset.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that if you are trying to negotiate your product or your service, you should like make sure to let your other party under the negotiation process, to let them know what's the value you are adding. Because if you can have like the best product or the best solution, service, or whatever, but if they are uncertain of what is the value you are adding to their company or to their process, they for sure will not buy the product from you.
That's correct. And that's if you're like a salesperson and you're trying to you know, convince them to buy your product. And what about your business line right now or your business role? When you talk to them, what's the value that you can bring up?
Like in my case at Plaudo, you mean?
Yep.
Oh, basically, I consider that for the area where I'm at, the value that I can give you is that you can take advantage of the cybersecurity process, and that will give you like a competitive advantage over other of your competitors, because some companies are not right now quite aware of the cybersecurity and how important it is. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so if you take the product with us, that will give you an advantage, because you will tell your customers that you are taking the necessary measures to protect their data and
Mm-hmm.
to protect their businesses, right? So basically
And
that's
when you talk to your boss, well, I guess you have minutes with your team lead or your clients, not because you want to sell something to them, but what's the value that you have for them, like you personally?
okay. So basically, I try to let them know that I am here to help Applaudo reach its goals, and I try to align what is my experience in the industry,
Mm,
and I try to align it to the goals or the strategic goals that the company has. Um, and basically that's the value that I provide to Applaudo.
nice. Every time I talk to my bosses and every time I join with them, I try to show like how knowledgeable my expertise as well to them. And so, yeah, that's good. I think that's how we can sell ourselves in this matter. Good. Nice. Uh, Laylee,
Yeah. What quality is the most helpful during a negotiation? Other than understanding value, uh, all hurt. Wow, that's a big word.
if you want, you can read it.
Wholeheartedly, wholeheartedly, heartedly. Um,
Yes.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
wholeheartedly believe that fairness is your most helpful quality in negotiation. If both parties feel they have a win-win and they reach a fair agreement, they will be more likely to work together in the future. And if both sides are able to deliver on the agreement, they will be eager to start another project.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it is very important to gain trust in your team, with your colleagues, with your clients or other parties, because they will know that if you are presenting or if you are like pushing for something, it is not for a personal advantage or something that is just going to be beneficial for one part of
Hmm.
the team, but it is really important for the result, right? So fairness, I think that win-win situation, it's what we all want at the end.
Hmm. Nice. I think fairness play an important role here in the quality in negotiation because as it says here, if there's fairness and if both parties feel they have a win-win situation here, both of them will, might continue. It doesn't guarantee, but chances are that there's going to be more businesses in between you. Any business that you do, if there's no fairness, like the job that we do, somehow there is a fairness. Sometimes we feel like we should be earning more money
Mhm.
because of the job that we do. But in the end, if we continue working in the company, it's because we somehow um, think that there is a fairness and the job that I'm doing with the company and what the company is receiving from me. So that's why we continue doing business, like me working for them and the company keeping me as one of the employees. Okay. Oh, this one is good. Eco. Carlos, please.
Ego plays a role whenever people think in terms of scarcity or competitiveness. Must win. In a negotiation, you are confronted with the ego's need to be right,
Mm-hmm.
defended, or superior, both from others and from ourselves. When you understand the needs of your ego, as well as the egos of those you are negotiating with, it's easier to avoid the ego's attempt to manipulate a negotiation. Of course, you can also use someone's ego against them, such as threatening to walk away if you reach an impasse, because most people egos will not allow them to lose a profitable business deal. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I recall for this particular situation, I recall a scenario that I had some years ago. We were evaluating a project we were evaluating some providers for a project we had at a company that I was working for. It was like 6 years ago or something like that. Um, and I remember that we were working with this company, which is a big company in the telecommunication business,
Mm-hmm.
and they send their best sellers, right? And
OJ.
one of these best sellers included a a person from the technical department. I don't know why they sent him, but regardless, they sent him. And he was from Argentina, and you know the people from Argentina is very unique. Their the personality of Argentinian people is it sometimes can be very how you can call it full
They're
of ego, right?
full
Egocentral
of
ego.
Okay.
So I remember one of the bosses of the company I was working for asked something, and this person with his Argentinian accent answered him, and he told him, che, a vos no te importa cómo vamos a hacer eso. Lo que te importa son los resultados. And I remember the face of the boss of the company I was working for. It was like, how dare you to answer me like that? But he didn't say anything, right? He just passed by the situation and everything. And
Oof, if someone talks to me like that.
yeah, and right after we had that meeting, he said, "No, this provider is dismissed," and I was like, "Why?" And he said, Imagine if they are treating us like that right now, that they are trying
Oh,
to sell us something. Imagine how they will treat us when we
once
get the
we're
service." Yeah.
once we're with them.
Yeah, so that's the funny part of
So yeah, no,
when you are negotiating, you should be careful.
sorry, Carlos, 1 second.
That's pretty much on that situation.
Oh, I don't see myself working with a person like that. I really don't see me working with a person like that. And that's the way they normally talk. No?
That's that. Yeah, that's Argentinian people can be very special. Yeah, that's a cultural thing, you know. It's how they treat people in
Mm,
their country. So it's probably for another person from Argentina, they don't get offended, right? But for other cultures like here in El Salvador, or probably Guatemala or some other countries that can tend to be very sensitive, we,
Crystal.
we yeah we get
Like
offended very
like
easily.
El Salvadoran. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I like this. Well, I like them all. I mean, all of the questions that are here are very good, I think. But this one also. Um, maybe we're gonna give this one to our friend Ben. Hey Ben, can you read this one and I mean, can you read this and tell us what you understand? Like what do you have to say about this?
Okay, just let me zoom in.
Okay, let me just get
The
off the bat and
almost. So during the negotiation, does the need to please ever play a role? They need to
Mm,
please others. No, I'm sorry. The need to please others is actually another of our ego's defense mechanisms. Those people who have a need to be liked, people pleasers, generally come out a loser in negotiation because they are afraid to ask for fair value in return. Um, Basically, what I understand is that we don't need to please or whatever ask when we are negotiating, right? Sometimes we can say yes, but some other times it is not mandatory to say yes to everything when we are negotiating probably with a client. So we need to understand what are the needs, and then we can provide some solutions or some proposals so to that need. But there's no way that we can say yes to everything they ask. At the end of the day, we are going to be the side that is going to how do you say quedar mal.
I mean like a literal translation. No.
Or we're going to screw the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, that works. Pleasing, I think is not something, I mean, unless it is something that, um, they're different stands, right? So placing, of course, if I'm getting paid for something for a kind of business that I need to do, of course I'm gonna place them because that's my job, that's what I need to do, and I need to place them. But also here explains that place in another way, like you're gonna be doing stuff that maybe are out of your scope, or you're going beyond what you need to do just to please people. I think that's when it becomes like have you been in situations like that, like like this one, like people pleasers or
You refer,
bosses?
but you're referring when people is just trying to do everything just to make you happy, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, right. Or that's one thing, or they're gonna be, or if I'm gonna be like trying to please everyone, just because I want them to see me as good or like or the nicest guy or whatever.
Mm, yeah, but probably not in a job. I remember that I have in the university there was one person that was like
Mm-hmm.
that, right? Just to trying
Because
to make everyone happy, even though he was not doing the correct thing for the people. But in a job, no, I haven't been there in that position with someone.
because yeah, it says here, the need to please others is absolutely another of our ego's defense mechanisms. Those people who have a need to be liked. Those people who have a need to be liked. I don't have a need to be liked. I'm just gonna perform my job. I'm just gonna do my things the way the way I used to do them, and I'm sure because I'm a professional, I'm sure that my boss is gonna like it. But just because I need to, just because have the need to be liked, like I'm gonna be doing like a lot of stuff that are out of my scope, or I'm gonna be like showing to them like, hey, I'm doing this because I want you to like me. No, Lately.
Yeah, I have a question actually about the sentence. The question, I don't get the grammar, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
During the negotiation, does the need to please ever play role?
Mm-hmm.
I
Um,
don't get the question. That's the need. I think that's the part that it's
that's
wondering.
that's what's important here is the need to please.
Mhm.
So when we say during the negotiation, we know it's during the negotiation, right? So then the question is, does the need to please? So the need to please is what is like
Mhm.
the subject of this.
Mhm.
Like
Ever
for
play
example,
the
if
role. Oh yeah.
like if we say here, for example, does Carlos play a role in the negotiation, or does Benjamin play a good role in business? So here we would say that's the need to please. So the need to please others, the need to please, which is what a lot of people are looking for.
Got it. I was like, got it, that subject.
Yeah,
But I
sometimes
didn't get it.
yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
it's all good. It's 8:01. I'm gonna let you go. It's Friday. It's a good day. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your family, friends. Go get drunk. Not
Thank
kidding.
you.
Ciao.
Say no more.
See, wait
Guys.
until
Oh
5 o'clock.
yeah. All right.
You guys take
Ciao.
care.
Bye.
Bye bye now.
Nice
Bye.
weekend. Bye.